Okay, hello there. My name is Jarek. I'm the Archon CEO, and welcome to yet another bi-weekly or fortnightly AMA. So if you have any questions, start dropping them. As always, I have a presentation for you. A few slides ready to go, rock and roll. It's kind of a little bit quiet at the moment because of holiday spirit here in Poland. In the last couple of days, more and more people going for the 2 weeks holidays. So on the next summer, we'll have a little bit less materials to show you that I have now. But yeah. Okay, let's go. I've got a few slides. I've got actually quite a lot of slides to show you. So if there is no questions at the moment, keep them coming. Keep the coming questions. I will stop by them and come back to them, right? So let's go to this. Right. Okay, so where we're going to start, I think it's, oh God, you can't see the full question. So we're going to start with questions we had at the Discord. We already know from the pictures and the last AMA that the caves walls won't be stackable. Will there be another possibility to build multi-level cases and multi-level dungeons with regular rooms and caves combined? Okay, so first of all, yes to first part of this question. So you will be able to build, because it's a full system. Let me just show you something. It's a full system, DNL system. This means all the dimensions, everything are exactly the same as they were with the previous projects. Yeah. So after last AMA, there was a few questions, and then somebody mentioned that we could do something like a pillars, which would allow us to actually stack the stack layers up. And we come up with some solutions and some ideas for the pillars. This is being tested now, and let's say there's a good chance it's going to be implemented in the way you're actually seeing right now. So what does it mean? It will allow you to actually stack them. It may be slightly different solution than we had previously. I would actually think about more like having the clips here, which overhang here, and allow you to actually hide this straight line. So the clip which goes down here that looks like a rock or something like that. So but this is just basically we are currently working on, and if we have a better solution to this or workable solution and that will look nice, we're definitely going to implement that. Okay, so as always, during AMA, just keep dropping those questions, because once we start having discussion about it with you, we always see some good ideas and you come up with as well. So then those ideas are then discussed internally whether we could potentially implement them or not. Yeah, but in some cases they actually lead to something great and a new product line, or yeah. So definitely we might have something that will allow us to actually build another layer of rocky cave. I have something on the last slide today to show you as well for the Deuslair, which might explain to you. Okay, actually in a second, 1 sec. Let me go to the other questions because it's linked with the other questions I saw. Will the transitions to more dark fantasy, grim, dark tones in the projects continue? Do you find it polarizing the community significantly as it is a departure from the Wood Heaven's comical charm? I don't know, really. I believe that we should have a bigger spectrum of products, right? So in the simple terms is we always wanted to make something which is dark fantasy and grimdark, but we never had a chance because we were stuck with the previous kind of themes. Now we want to go into this one, but you have to bear in mind we have several themes in that one set of caves, right? So you would have a normal caves with kind of, I call them blank, so caves as they are, and they fit perfectly to anything else we have released. And then we have this additional layer which take us into dark fantasy and grimdark, which is the demons caves and under the beast of belly, belly of the beast. Beast of belly, that sounds good. Belly of the beast. So that's what it is. I mean, it's nothing, I don't think it's something wrong with implementing more variety of product, right? There are people there who are looking for this kind of stuff, which is dark fantasy, and we also want to create product for them. So yeah, but in general the caves itself, the core one, they are plain to any of the theme, right? And there's something we haven't mentioned yet, and something which was kind of surprise, and it will be should be surprised during Kickstarter, is that we will have a smaller themes within their themes, right? So there's a few options to expand your plain caves into something more interesting visually and thematic oriented, which I cannot talk much about it because it's a part of the projects, but once we have more concepts, we will discuss this one. In fact, I think I have mentioned this one in one of the previous AMA when I show you caves and then kind of spider caves. If I haven't, then I spilled the beans right now, but yeah, many things we are currently discussing about how. One sec. In the caves going to be more than 3 different core sets in each team, or it will be the generic cave sets with the teams functioning more like Woodhaven rooms? Yes, that's what it is. So you will have a core sets, and then on top of those core sets, you will have additional teams. So I just mentioned about a spider cave. So we will just make a sprue with a spider caves kind of walls, which you can adopt to your just normal caves. And within that, we will create additional sprue of enemies you will face in those spider caves, right? If that makes sense. I think better will be if I prepare for the future something like a structure just to explain to you each bit separately, and maybe some drawing explaining basically what we aiming with this project. Okay, so I see some question. So maybe catacombs. So the catacombs, we had discussion about this. The catacombs will be part of the future projects, but yes, we want to have the catacombs as well, but not with this project. Or maybe yes. The catacombs itself is actually quite large, right? In terms of, there's many sub teams you can adopt for the catacombs. So we want to make it right. One of the ideas for that one was like, it might be huge. Okay, let's go. The first question, I've already answered it. Because it just repeated the same question. Will it be possible to build huge cave-ins with the cave tiles? Okay, this is what I need to show you because it's very rough what I'm going to be showing you right now. That is the whole idea for this concept, right? So it is very rough because I did that. This is made basically in a CAD program, not in a sculpting program. But for this type of projects, you have to start with CAD. And a simple reason for that is there is no way of doing anything which requires millimeter tolerances in any other program than actually CAD program. So we start with this one. I always call this one bounding boxes. And those bounding boxes are then passed to sculptors, which they add all the detail. So the whole idea for caves is that you'll be able to create a large planes of area, which allow you to stack up many different elements which you will gonna get from us. So it's like a massive rooms, not only massive rooms, the small rooms and such. So the whole idea was to actually create this type of rooms, and with curved walls and such, and also the end tiles. So the yellow one here are end tiles, which then can be actually placed here in the corners just to break this straight engineering lines. Okay, but once I was actually playing with it, it turns out that actually these corner tiles were quite good to create corridors in a 45-degree angle. So with that, we were actually adding more possibility of assembling, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and there was a few assumptions which I needed to take in place, and it's written in Polish, but it's a back compatibility, so definitely they have to work with the previous tiling system. Now this only one topic we can discuss is basically stacking them up, but at the moment we're looking for a different solution for stacking them up. And then maximum curveness of the walls, we're looking at 30 millimeter. And reversibility, this means you can place them in any other way possible. You can place them and rotate them within 45 degree, and they all still gonna be working quite nice. Yeah, I do have. Just give me a few seconds. I'll be there in a sec. Just clear. Okay. Okay. Could you show me some stats for Deuslair? I don't have them for this AMA. I will prepare some stats with next AMA or the following one. I think there is quite a lot of people who actually close their pledges, so it'll be enough data to actually share with you. Is there any chance to rework the Natasha miniature? Okay, I think no. I think at this stage we won't be able to do any redoing for this miniature, only because it's been already quite a lot of engineering was done on this miniature, which means we couldn't be able to go back and fix it something at this stage, especially the sculpting. It could be, but okay, it's a grimdarkish. Okay, something I'll pass to my team just to look at the sculpting. I haven't seen it. I mean, I have seen the miniature, but for me it wasn't that much grimdark. It doesn't have a skulls on it, so it's not 40k. Okay, let's move to the next questions. There was a question for Homm3. How will be the big box organized? Most importantly, will be the 3 bases faction and such. So at the moment, we just finalize something which is big box, and this is the final art for the big box. I know we have shown you the different art on the Kickstarter. However, after discussion with the licensor wanted to change that to something else, because the arts we were using were exactly the same arts. We had it like approved, and they wanted to make something new. So we just made something new, and that's the final box. Now, how it will be organized? It will be exactly organized like you will get them in the boxes. So, but instead of having those that game in a separate different boxes, you'll get one box with layers of the components inside there. The most important aspect is that it needs work. It has to work. So it needs to be easy to remove from the box. It needs to easy to put back everything and such. So yeah, that's what we planned, and that's the final box. Yeah, it is beautiful. Yeah, it is. I think we yeah, I think it's gonna look very, very nice on a shelf. Not only on a shelf, but in general, it's something which quite happy about it. And yeah, I say it to the team, it's actually quite nice as well. I like it. Right. So let's move to more. So can you talk about the funding of Archon? What the best things about being CEO? Are there any? On what? And what are some of your struggles? Okay, so let me just start with that one. One of the first AMA, I was talking about the funding of Archon and how and it passed and how we actually grow as a company and such. So you're happy to watch that. Archon in general was funded as a company for other companies, and also our company, other company, just being a manufacturing. So we to provide manufacturing services, and we did for the Archon for about several years. Lived only from providing those services like 3D printing services. You have to bear in mind back then there was not many companies which were into 3D printing. And I think when we started doing 3D printing, there was only two. It was ourselves and Max Mini. Max Mini is gone long time ago. But it's us who actually invested into doing 3D printing. And it was time when we, there was time actually where GW was still doing like free apps for the plastic injection. They were still doing those things. So, and the first 3D printing was horrible. We were using like, jewelry 3D printers, which were not designed for this kind of application. And, it was a nightmare. But over the years, the company grown, and over the years, the company, we as a company owner decided to actually take it to the next level, which was, getting some Kickstarters up, doing retail stuff, and start branding, so create our own brands. What the best things about being CEO? I don't think there are any, to be honest. Being CEO is it's a huge pressure because, you are the last one every single CEO should be the last one to put the lights down if something is happening in the company, but it means that you're getting all the pressure and struggles and everything is on you. You have to make sure that teams work together. You have to make sure that everybody works. There is no issue between teams, between people and such. You do actually everything from HR through paperwork, through finance analysis, with having discussion about whether something we can do or not, financially, whether there's a business case or not, everything which is absolutely boring, and I hate it. And I think many people who start the business up as fans of doing something and, oh, that's great, we're going to be making business and we're going to be making company, and such, and you just turn yourself into, I wish to do some more designs. I wish to spend more time on, creative side of it. I wish to really have more time with my team to discuss whether we can do something like some creative engineering stuff. But I'm nowadays more really like, more data analyzing and such. But to be fair, there is still some bits of engineering which I do at home, and still some bit of designing which I do. So maybe I would say part of being CEO is still have a chance to actually do the things I want to do it. If you're not CEO, I'm guessing in any other company you have to just focus on things which just been assigned to you. So yeah, I do them out of hours. So being CEO of the company is just basically sitting 24/7. You have to be 24/7 on all the even social medias to understand what the competition is doing and where they're heading and what's new actually is happening with the competition and such. So, and then you have to cascade this to your teams and let them know, look, this is what's happening and we should be working on this or that. And struggles, everyday struggle, everyday struggle. But I'm the person who always complains. So there is lots of stress. It's really lots of stress because you have to really. I said to my team long time ago because I have to think at least 1 year ahead. And my team doesn't have to think at least 1 year ahead. My team needs to think at least 6 months ahead. So if I put plan together for 1 year ahead, what projects we need to have because of we have to have products for sale, we have to have revenue and such, then I need to go down and in a letter and say to my team, look, this is what we have to work for the next 6 months to 8 months. and such. Okay, so nowadays actually we're working with almost 18 months plan. So the new projects which we are starting at the moment, it's actually the projects which will be in 18 months, or at least in 18 months. Yeah, but those things needs to be planned by myself, unfortunately or fortunately. I play testing Homm3, their favorite factions to play among staff and playtesters. To be honest, I haven't followed in that way. I haven't followed Homm3 in that way. I did follow them. The teams actually follow them to score to see whether the factions are kind of balanced. I think it's going down to the preferences from the video game, and also I think the game is too early to say that this or that faction is easy to play and such. So we have to wait for more data to come through, to more playtesters to play the game, and maybe once the game is out there, at least we will know more. Now, in terms of evolving the game, I think Pyrkon will be the best one to actually make like something I wanted to do on Pyrkon. The Homm3 tournament. So maybe first board game Homm3 tournament will be at next year Pyrkon. We will see whether they're gonna be up to this challenge. Maybe we're gonna combine with few things and see how this one goes, you know. Let me check some questions. Make sure to put holes in the bottom of the side of the home box because it will create some vacuum otherwise. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the manufacturer got solution to that. Are you the owner of Archon or is the investors? There are no investors, but there are two owners. It's myself and Michał. Yeah, we split something like 60 something to 30 something in terms of the share ownership. Yeah. It must fit into that. I think it will. Michał will easy in the comments anyway. Maybe he will be able to give you the correct dimensions, the final dimensions. Yeah, bats, spiders, and all those, and snakes. That's three things which team actually was suggesting. Michał actually answering this question. Yeah, so we're trying to accomplish that phase, the Kallax box still. So it works. If you were CEO of tax obligation to use the finance product limit rank of file and layout to those employees collect on the bonus. I don't know. I'm not following other big companies, what they do actually, especially in video game industry. It's kind of not my thing. I do follow things in our industry. I mean, you probably heard that Warlord, for instance, sold the 25% of their company to Homm3. They do Homm3. They do trains and such. I think it's a good for the business. One of the reasons why it's GW needs competition, right? GW is all over the place and really don't have any competition, so they compete with themselves. Not the best. Not the best for the market. Not the best for us as customers. And for you as a customer, because no competition means they basically the price tag on the product is what it is. Competition would definitely drive them to have better deals. Yeah, a good competition. But whether there's still room for the large company to emerge and get there with their products, I don't know. Maybe at some point, maybe in the future, but that requires huge investment. So Warlords having a huge investor. I mean, Homm3 they make about $60 million revenue last year. So if you compare to GW, it's about 10% of GW revenue, comparing 1-to-1, which could elevate Warlord into maybe 5% of market if they could, and if they get a good investment cash from Homm3. We'll see how it goes. I'm definitely tracking that. I just want to see what's going on. I know they mentioned that not only they go for 25%, but they mentioned that in the future, so next couple of years we might expect them to take the Warlords completely over. Yeah, I was actually also surprised about the valuation of the company, Warlord. It seems to quite low. I mean, they evaluated company for about £9 million. I would expected this one to be actually twice that, at least twice that. So maybe Warlord needed investor and needed that money, so that's why they agreed to 1.5 million pounds for 25% of equity. I don't know. Interesting. That was interesting to me. Thank you. Thank you. I know the I'm not to be honest, let's face it. I'm all over the places always. So we as a company, we're growing, we're learning, but to be honest, I've made many bad decisions in this company. So it's not like I can actually tap myself in the shoulder that I'm actually doing the greatest ever. But it's also the team, the experience within the team grown a lot. So it's also the teams who sometimes, temper my ideas, which is good, which is very good. I need challenging because otherwise it's not the best if you have team made out of yes men, because at the end of the day, it will just lead from mistake to mistake and that's it. So that's not the best. But other team which it's really experienced now in terms of sales, in terms of product design and such. Although she's still looking for product designers to join our team from other experienced product designers, obviously. But in terms of doing decisions, crazy decisions, I'm trying to we're lowering those. Let's say we're always having discussion about decisions I'm making, and so making sure that we're not going to do any crazy stuff. I think one of the first AMA I was mentioning this, that we had some crazy, not the best decisions made internally, but in the last couple of years, well, actually last 3 years, we did quite good. 2 years actually, last 2 years, which means we have actually learned, which is good. And we also analyze more data. I'm expecting more data for my team before somebody go through the door and say, oh, I think we should do this or that. So prove it. If you prove me with data, then fine. If you don't prove me with data, then it's your opinion and I might have different opinions. So let's maybe do some or run some surveys, and let's ask the people what they think about this or that. And such. So, and then we basically adopt to that. So yeah, but data is very, very important. And we had some people back in the business who never understood how important it is to actually collect data, and then that also driven to sometimes mistakes or wrong decisions. So yeah, if you ask me what I would change in the future, I would definitely put more data analysis into the projects we make. So yeah, just to see, where to go. I think it's no brainer, right? I mean, yeah. If you have to see in the future 18 months to see what is new, are there any news about Might and Magic RPG board game? If I am able to see, well, I don't know about the Might and Magic RPG. I heard some rumors that one of the companies wanted to make RPG. I don't know whether this is actually in talks or not. I'm not quite sure about the board game itself. Definitely Might and Magic RPG, something I heard about, but it just, came to me and that's it. I believe that Might and Magic required also kind of refresh, so IP refresh, and if somebody else is gonna go for RPG, we're definitely going to support them as much as possible. And if somebody else will gonna go for the board game or whatever, we're also going to be supporting them. Maybe not the board game because we already did the board game, but any other projects, we're definitely going to be kind of supporting them, because making the board game is just one side of the IP, but there is many others. It's also video games, so we have some plans to support video game as well. in some degree, like, you know, maybe some tournaments with nice rewards and such, which means then we will be able to put adverts on, hey guys, yeah, I know you play video games, but here is the board game. So yeah, this kind of stuff. But it's, you know, I'm scratching your back, you scratch my back and such. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Okay, your personal favorite Homm3 board game faction, miniatures, and piece of the artwork so far. I've got that for you. So there's a movie which is called in Polish Armia Ciemności, which was Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, whatever you call it. So you might know which faction is my faction. So it's a funny story because one of them, I always play buddies in video games. I'll at least try. And I always play undeads or vampires or necros and such. So that's my thingy. And I think he's going back to this because I was thinking today, Jesus, how to explain this? How my kind of passion to, you know, to that is evolve, or where it coming from. So it actually came from this of Darkness. I watched this movie many times, and when I was a kid, I actually made my first board game I ever designed was the Army of Darkness, when you defend your castle against the wave of undeads coming your way and such. So that was I was then maybe, how old I was there, 10, 11, maybe something like that. No, 12, 13, something like this, about 12, 13. So a little bit of history about Poland. You couldn't get any board games in the stores, right? I mean, my grandma, she was a person who was always trying to get us into kind of board games. So we play this, we call this Chinese game, which you just have small peon, you move that peon around the map, you just roll the dice and such. So, but I wanted to make some, you know, more complex things and play more complex games, and that was the first game I designed, and we actually enjoyed with my cousin. We played this many times, many times, and yeah, and I keep remembering that scene when you see that Army of Darkness and it's actually marching, yeah, and that was just wow, so amazing. So the favorite, obviously, and the favorite art, obviously. So, and Necropolis is the favorite faction. So, and this is the art I'm gonna have in my office, that's for sure. Large print. It just, you know, undeads resonates with me, so that's what I like. What size cave pack will be there? So it will be slightly different size pack than you found it in a previous Dungeons and Lasers, because we're going to be combining also semi-heals, and by semi-heals I will show you one of the art I mentioned. So I think it's going to be something, it's going to be a little bit bigger packs. The core pack needs to be slightly bigger than we previously thought. I don't want to go for the small ones, I want to go for a little bit bigger one, because then we have additional bits and bobs, you know. I think at the moment just chatting. I think we're not gonna be no more updates for home. Yeah, I should have something for the next summer, more stuff. Actually, you know, we kind of in a manufacturing stage now, so it's difficult to give you more updates because we have shown you everything. We do have models approved, which means they are fully now in manufacturing. The manufacturer told us about 2 months, but I mean, some of the models were in a previous manufacturing for a couple of months now, so that should be okay. We're not expecting to have any delays so far. Everything is according to plan. We will see. I don't want to touch wood. Touch wood is everything's gonna be on time, because that's what we want. We want to make at least first wave to be shipped out. Our languages first wave to be shipped out before Christmas, and that would be so amazing if we manage to do that, because obviously, you know, that is extremely important to actually have that Christmas. Thank you. We're doing our best. I want more people to be on a camera. I want more people, team members. I don't know, maybe we will just start switching. I've got my doctor's appointment next week, so maybe I'll have to take a little bit longer break. So maybe some other team members will be, you know, joining me, or also doing AMAs. Michał should do one or two. Why not? Okay. I don't have nothing for Titanomachy. Apologies. I know I would keep saying I will do, but at the moment, for the last few weeks, we paused this project only because we needed more 2D artists to focus on the caves, because this project is growing and growing. And this time around, we had some completely different approach to this project. So we're just going to make as much as possible concept and then pick the best ones, or maybe, you know, pick something from one concept and then something from other concept, combine and such, because, you know, it's easy to get first time through in terms of concepts. So that's why we need a little bit more work hours for that. Yes, we are still working on a new logo. In fact, today we have been working on a new logo, and this is gonna be combined with the full rebrand. We need rebrand finally to do rebrand, because the new page is on the horizon. And with the new page, with new things, and with new many other things we have in mind, we will need a new logo, and we really struggle to get there. It's like, yeah, the artists would like to have this, but you know, graphical teams got completely different idea. It's difficult. It's really difficult, and we had some external people trying to design logo for us, and we couldn't come up with something which is there. But I think we have one idea which might be grow to something, or develop into something very interesting in terms of logo. Yeah, it is around hexes, and there's a reason around hexes, because it seems to be like most of the games we design are around hexes nowadays. Yeah, same here. Yeah, Homm3 at the moment having discussion with manufacturer. Yes, we told them specifically we don't expect from them any delays, because all the materials according to our plan were delivered. At the moment, they are working on it, and yeah, we want to ship out in December. We have to ship out in the beginning of December, so October, November, this is where we expecting shipping to us, which is very close. It's not far away, from a couple months left. Oh yes, I have something. I will show you something big, something really big. Just give me a few seconds, I'm gonna go there. Yeah, Shimon is right. We have so many projects, but those projects which we have, there's like 2 IP projects, and we cannot basically get them, you know, to show you yet, because they are IP projects. So we need to have the right time at the right moment to show you them. I don't have any more news about the app. You can poke Jacob in the comments if he's watching. Maybe he can give you some more updates on that one. Yeah, we wanted to actually get in time. We really don't know what happened. This is completely different manufacturer as well for some of the components, and they give us month delay, which, you know, it's not huge project. It doesn't have miniatures. Okay, so but it's coming. It's actually on a boat now. So once we have it, it will be released. Okay, let's go through. Releases. Oh, this is something which is coming to retail. I want to just go quickly through just to show you, because there were some questions, some misunderstanding about what we plan to release. And they're going to be available, I think, next week on our online store. So stay tuned. Master of the Universe Battleground. This is the game which we are very proud of. This is a game which is constantly growing and we are at wave 6. We have another couple of waves planned. We have a special model to be released at another special model to be released at the Essenspiel. And yeah, and it's going very good. I mean, Board Game Geek numbers are good. Feedback is actually very well. Shame it's just around the Europe license. It doesn't go over the pond into United States, which is one of the biggest market for the Master of the Universe. But in overall, it's actually very good received. So yeah, wave 6, Fighting Foemen. I was actually showing you sneaky peek. I will show you sneaky peek next AMA for the next wave, and yeah. The Elven Woods. There was a question about the Elven Woods, whether it's gonna be seen on Daka Daka. Somebody mentioned that we not plan to release Elven Woods. We do. We were just waiting for this mat. So you get this gaming mat with it, and it's just the paper. Don't get me wrong. This is just the paper mat. It's not the mat you had on a Kickstarter. So we managed to actually get the paper mat. The quality of it is okay. It's not something we would, you know, wanted to well, something which is to the level of the rubber mat, but it's usable and it's good. Yeah, and that's the content. That's the huge, right? So we decided to actually make something bigger, even bigger this time around. So that's Marcin's ideas, I think. Marcin's ideas to actually create a tavern. Yeah, a huge tavern. Multi-layer, so you can open up, close, and do the different levels of, you know, inside and such. So it combines several different packs from the previous DNL. 328 pieces, elements in there, 25 centimeter tall, 30 centimeter wide, so it will fit on your table very, very nicely in terms of RPG. And you have a multi-layer, so you start with cellar. So from the cellar, first level and second level, and then top level. It allows you to actually play on multi-levels if you want. Rivers, modular river, whatever, you know what I mean, a pond. Streams. Yeah, that is also being released now. And stagecoach, right? Stagecoach, something, you know what I'm saying. Tarask. So the Tarask is this is model which give us the biggest challenge, and I'm very happy that the team managed to actually get it the way it is. It's still the biggest model we've manufactured thus far in terms of actual scale. I can show you even bigger one. This over there, I mean not the bigger one, even the other large one model. See that? One second. It's okay. See that there? This is the model for Parabellum. This model is being a manufactured for them. It's their latest release. It's huge. I like it as well. But as you know, we make we manufacture miniatures for other companies, so that's one of them. That's one of the miniature. It's large, but the Tarask is bigger. Tarask is larger, bigger. Let me go to Preska. So, and then Fantasy Miniatures, 27 sets. So this is from the miniatures from the counter. And then bases, and also 80 bases, so you get a variety of the different bases. Deuslair. Okay, before I move to Deuslair, let me just go through some of your questions. Okay, Jakub, we will start prepare. Jakub, could you please prepare for me, Jakub, could you please prepare a list of the things we could sneaky peek for the next couple of, because this is coming back again. I think we should be able to show you a few cards, and maybe You know what? Maybe we will invite another person as well to join me, and then just dedicate small section just for a home, and then to take you through the cards and explain how they play and such. That would be good. That would be good. Why not? Because you keep watching my, keep seeing my face constantly. It must be boring. Right. Yeah, I think it find a way somehow into states, but it's not been fully supported. That's the thing. Fully supported is mean if we had a license for United States, we could potentially get, you know, on a broad spectrum of distributors. I mean, yeah, but they of you know, second-hand market which somebody else selling to them. We it's not coming from us basically, because we cannot sell to any distributors which they, you know, to sell to United States. That's the thing. They're great, but for, you know, distributor mats to be included in that box will be costing twice more, so we're not making them. That's the thing. Yep, this is the projects which we still have it. Yes, we still have it in mind. Really? Okay. Are you happy to work on that one? We could definitely will help us out in terms of actually getting this one faster. So we currently have 2 project managers. It's Jakub and Michał. Jakub's got 2 projects or 3 projects on his shoulders, and then we have Michał with 2 other projects on his shoulders. Then, actually, it's also Kamil, but Kamil is mainly social media, but we wanted to give him a little bit of small projects with external companies. So he's got like 2 tiny projects with external companies. So really, we overstretched at this stage, with projects. So yeah, especially project management. If you want to do it part-time, send me an email. Maybe we can do something about it. Why not? We never talk about that one. I know they initially wanted to do more bigger partnership. You have to bear in mind a couple things. We make manufacturing for other companies, but they also sometimes look at us as the competition. So maybe, yeah. We put on the sprues that manufactured in Poland because we have, for the legal reason, to put where exactly they were manufactured, and for us to actually get them exported back to them, it needs to have this information. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to ship them out. It's a EU regulation and Polish legal regulations. It's a good thing. Maybe I'll have a chat with them whether they're interested to put logo on who actually manufactured each of the sprues. I know the first batch of the sprues they had for many years were manufactured by them, but they were just basically bad, really bad. Yeah. Okay, that was like quickly. So some of the miniatures and models we have made in the last couple of weeks. You got the goblins, different type of flying goblins. So on a standard aileron base and on a balloonish balloon, I would say. This is playable race, so we mentioned that we're gonna have a playable race. This is our version of orcs. Actually, they're classical orcs, so pig faces. Right, so we finished designing them. That's the male, that's the female model, and then we have also different classes, so rogue, warrior, paladin, and such. So you will find you will be able to play as a playable race as one of those factions. And the team is also working now on another faction, so playable faction. So I've only got 1 model to show you right at the moment, but I should have the rest of the models to show you with the next update. Yeah, I was actually going to show you Turtle, but it's not finished, and the sculptor wants to finish, so they sent me this picture. I don't know why they sent me this picture, but I decided to use it, so I should have for you that update or to show you how it looks. We wanted to I make a call about making it a little bit bigger, than initially. So yeah, we're gonna be investing into another half sprue just to make this model larger. I think it deserves, by the way, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why. And the dungeon laserscapes, this is what I wanted to really talk about with you today. So dungeons and laserscapes, pre-page is up. It's very important that you sign up for the page if you are interested in the project, because the other level of that one is we will send you out once you sign up. Once you sign up, we will send you the access to the survey, and you'll be able to go to that survey and tell us exactly what you would like to see. So this allows you to actively be part of the project. We always analyze that data, always. It's not like we ignoring them, and we always fishing for good ideas, always. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not gonna be telling you something different, because we have a limited capacity in terms of design, and every company has got the same. So limited capacity in terms of design and what exactly customers' expectations are. So we have to go to you and ask you for that. So please do so. Sign up to the project page. So it's dungeonlasers.com/caves, and then sign up. Just give your email address and such, and then enter the cave. And then you will receive the link to that survey, and that will allow us to actually work on the future stuff. This is something bigger, big and bigger. So I've been tasked myself. So I task myself that we have to make a new and you have to make a big step into pre-painted models and miniatures. Pre-painted, but only high quality pre-painted. So this is several different sprues and several different design of graphics. Several design of graphics, which are being printed on a spruce itself. So I think maybe a picture is not justify the quality of it, but I'll show you a few of them. All right, let's see whether the camera will decide to actually. Oh no, it's not out of focus. So we can do many different designs and different prints and different colors. And then based on the sprue, the original color of the sprue we design, it will shift the colors. So what we want to do is to offer you a cave systems, or basically the caves Kickstarter, which is fully painted as well. Now this I didn't like really because it's too much pinkish, but yeah, it shows you that this metal, well, shows you that on the level of that we will change the color of the spruce. So that's solution number one. I will be looking and investigating other solution for the printing terrain, but you may expect something which is plug and play. So what I say by plug and play is you may just open the box and they won't be on sprues, by the way. So I want product which is out of the sprue and pre-painted. Like you got a crate of them, and then just basically I want this to be assembled, and that's it. So no clippers and no paint will be required for you to actually create a caves. And it is a huge challenge. I'm not lying, really. That's not gonna be definitely easy. But I'm pretty sure for the first looking at the first tests, it is feasible, and it's real basically. And yes, we will follow that, and I will have more updates about this 3D printing system and how it will look with the next updates. I know we are currently working on the demo sprue for the next Kickstarter, so we will see how good they're gonna be with 3D printed system. Okay. Right, that is that. and sample pack. So the team come up with several different type of elements and the walls for a sample pack. I think we should make a 2 sprues of sample pack, or if the time doesn't let us, if we won't be able, it's going to be one sample pack sent out to reviewers, and then some maybe 3D printing elements like the curve walls. And yeah, we will see whether we're gonna be able to make those things a fully, with details and such. I hope so. I hope it is real. I hope we're gonna be able to show those things to the what's the name, to the reviewers. And yeah, so we choose. Well, the team hasn't yet fully. It's not chosen yet, fully chosen, but the team basically offering, or they put those ideas, and this is what I show at the beginning. This is the columns, supporting columns, which might potentially allow you to build another layer on top of the first layer of caves. Yeah, in terms of sample pack sprue 2, this is mainly the curve walls, and there's a few draft ideas what we could do, whether it's gonna be those demonic ones or more like inside of the belly, inside of the beast belly, inside of the beast, belly of the beast, yeah. Sorry for that, a little bit tired today. Yeah, so this should come as well on that sample pack sprue 2. Again, I put the question mark here only because I'm not sure whether we're going to be on time with that. Now, why we might not be on time with that is because of pre-painting technology. I need to first develop pre-painting technology to make sure that we're going to be able to make those things for you. That's what it is. I have one more test and one more idea how to make it, which is much more rough concept of actually pre-painting them. But it could be easier, which I need to check as well. So I think next couple of months, this is for me to go and really make it, those tests. But I need first a spruce in my hands to actually do that. Yeah, but you may expect them pre-painted. Yeah, so, oh yeah, this is what I forgot to show you on the last presentation. I had that slide. So what we want to do is create a element of hills, like a kind of hills inside the caves. So if you just remember quickly, let me go back to this raw graphic of that here. What we would like to create is like a separate element, which is like an island here, an island there, connected with a bridge. And this is what I mentioned about the different size of packs, because we would give you enough walls and floors to create such big element or such big cave, but then you get a little bit less floors because another sprue will include those hills. And I think even team work on stackable hills. So something which I just seen a couple days ago. I didn't have a chance to talk to team about that, but the idea was that you will get a 1 or 2 or 3, and those elements you can potentially either stack them up or put them aside as a separate 3 separate elements, and they're gonna be on the size of those sprues, tiles, which means they're gonna be fully covering. You won't see no gap whatsoever, but you don't have to use anything underneath. So that's the thing we want to do. We want to do with those large hills. Now it's a kind of combining what we had with encounters. So if you remember those hills from encounters, the same idea, but a little bit more engineering put in there, because we need to make sure the dimensions are correct. Okay. Yeah. So that's it for today. Let me go to the questions. Are there any plans to releasing different campaigns after releasing last? Yes, the team knows about that. We already put the plan together. We don't know what what type of release it's gonna be, but I think it should be retail release. No crowdfunding, but retail release. Yeah, and we have some really long release plans for this game, so supporting tournaments and such. So yeah. Yep. I don't know when the functional draws will be available. We will try to do with the next released pack, which is, excuse me, the next couple of months. Yep. Same here. I mean, if you can't wait now until April, wishing my life. So I think it's gonna be much faster shipping. If you're talking about Deuslair, we plan to ship it a little bit faster. I think at the moment it's February, but I hope it won't move. I hope you can able to ship it at least 2 months before the due date. Will the pre-painted plastic still have the same super good pricing? Not the same, that's for sure. It needs to be a little bit higher because the processing of it is going to be more difficult. We will see what we can do in terms of pricing, but I think it should be around about 15 to 20% more expensive for the pre-painting because of the way it needs to be. The handling of it will be much more complex than it is currently. I need to find solution for it quick and efficient. The one I showed you is very quick and is very efficient, so in terms of cost, but I'm not yet sure. It's not being tested yet for curved walls. If it's going to be tested for the curved walls and it's going to be working on them, then definitely we're talking about small percentages. If I have to use other solution, it might be a little bit more expensive. There's a few other solutions like pre-shading and such. Pre-shading, yeah, but it's not painting, right? So for the caves it's less difficult to actually. The reason why I choose this is a little bit more complex because it's a wall, so it requires several different colors. For caves, for instance, we could make them in black and then do like a dry brushing system, automatic dry brushing system, and then put some layers of wash, which would be ideal and perfect, and you will have them. But it's not that. I want a little bit better, much better quality in terms of in terms of manufacturing of pre-painted. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all for today. I don't see any more questions. Either they're not coming through because seems to be like internet is really oh, okay, they just came through. Have you considered eye sealing options? No. This is interesting. Jakub will have to take note of that, and I can think about this. Yeah. Not for the past projects at the moment, only for the new cave system. Maybe if we move again to doing kind of refresh of dungeon lasers, like offering the same but pre-painted and such, maybe then we will be able to introduce also the curve walls. But would you really require curve walls for kind of buildings like the NL, like Woodhaven was? I don't know. Maybe to make a tower or something, but yeah. There is no but if you're doing great stuff for us players. Thank you. This Clister Cave, it's coming back and forth like a boomerang all the time. So something we will discuss internally with the team. It's no problem for us to make caves as a Clister. One sec. As a crystal cave, not a problem. It's just material change. We have this nice material. You can see dragon over there, up there. So we can dye any type of color. So yeah, maybe it's just the caves, which are just plain caves we were gonna offering in a clear plastic. That's fine. I think my team might be correct me if I'm wrong, but did we not talk about demon caves also having some lava, like crystal clear lava? I think we talk about that. Okay, that will be all for today. Thank you for dialing. Yeah, thank you as well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being with us. If you're going to have more questions, just drop me a line after the video is published, and then we will come back and I will take the screenshot and use them, because I just noticed that those questions which we have here, they are on live stream, but then once the live stream moves into just normal video on YouTube, there's a more question arriving. So yeah, I'll have to look into this one as well. Yeah, I agree. Okay, Shimon already suggested, so I think he's on the list. So if he's on the list, then great. Okay, thank you again. Thank you for spending an hour and 5 minutes with me today. I wish you all the best. I wish you have a nice holidays if you're on holidays, because it's holidays period in Europe and everywhere. And have a nice weekend as well. And I see you